that person only went to prison for 7 years after killing 3,500 of you that thought you'd come around and be child rapists, what do you think we're gonna do when we locate your areas, people, and populations? So women are being slaughtered right now, especially in Maine. I'm gonna leave it that way, until you stop, funding your gold diggers off of me. Okay? So South Africans, I'm a little indifferent to them. Alright, this ain't fucking Africa. Please go home. So, I can see why you don't want to live there. Not my fucking problem, but you're making it be. Okay, so that's why so many of your bodies are turning up in containers. Because you thought you'd come here, you'd treat like Congolese people a certain way, you'd start hiding behind the true slave blood here that fought for freedom. And then you're like, well, it's my crack to get in. No, motherfucker. That's not how things work around here. So, and that's also happening with the Jewish people. They're saying they're this, they're saying they're that. I'm sorry, motherfuckers, this ain't Jerusalem. And like, when you're willing to do petty things to stay paid, just like, all these other low-hanging fruit motherfuckers who come here, and they're never satisfied. The 9 to 5 didn't cut it for them, so they had to start selling you too. They didn't like where they were on the totem pole. If they only cover like Italy or Latin America on the other side of the ocean, are you really going to consider that? I'm over here, I fucking cover both the Americas and islands. Like, this DNA has coverage. So like, I can offer a lot more than just a little tiny fraction in Europe. So like, when you think about that, what that does is that means I have access now to all the Americas and islands. I'm indigenous to the land, to the people, the resources. I'm supposed to have, a job with indigenous tribes. Like that's gonna be, even for the U.S. military, they'll pay 5 times more for us to come work for them than they will just a standard American. Okay, so like we do have a different price tag on us, and especially, and that's why, it's because of this DNA, its coverage, and what it allows us to do, the doors it opens. This is why also men want to seek us out and try to hold our DNA. Like, that's their access to our resources also.